Hey, oh, there we
And
are.
there we have it. What's up, Luke?
What's cooking, my man? Happy Friday.
Happy Labor Day, Friday. Happy Friday before Labor
Oh
Day.
yeah. Man, I losing track of days here.
I lose track of days all the time, and there's just so much going on. What's interesting is that our industry, actually not just the industry, there's so much going on from an artificial intelligence standpoint. Um, I think we're really, and I don't know if a lot of people recognize this in the real estate world and in the mortgage world, but the things that are changing so rapidly and innovation has happened so quickly, a lot of them better like really figure it out and start upskilling. I,
Yeah.
I, I think with technology prior to AI, you could get by without having to really upskill on anything. You could just continue to go through, but I don't know, with the advancements, with the way that artificial intelligence, just like a general artificial intelligence, just connecting, just doing that first
Yeah.
layer of just learning how to communicate back and forth with asking questions,
Right.
that by itself. But what I'm seeing, and I think you're seeing the same thing, is now you have the whole agentic models that are
Right.
actually replacing a lot of humans. In addition to that, you have a lot of automation. Like you can pretty much step out like 80%. You can get 80% of your time back just by utilizing AI. I think that's
Yeah.
pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah, it's been previously I would say even just at the beginning of this year, I had a much further timeline on how much time the majority of the industry had to figure things out, and that timeline's collapsed
No.
significantly, and I would not be surprised genuinely within the next 3 to 5 years that another 50% of the um agents and lenders are pushed to the side.
Yeah. I was looking at as I conduct a lot of my research and I put together these talk tracks and a lot of things that I do is I build out timelines on where we came from. I bring people up to kind of a base level of understanding.
Yeah.
So ChatGPT debuted their first model where anyways, the very first model when it went public was
Hmm.
November 30th, 2 years ago. So it was like
Yep.
2022
Yep.
in November. And I know that you were one of the first people on the list. And I think you got me to adopt it maybe a few weeks after you did. So that put
Yeah.
us into like what, December, maybe January of
Yeah.
December 2022 to January. And even at that time, what we were using it for to create, given an idea, and it just created like content. That by itself just gave so much time resources back. But now you actually add it into, now they're on Model 5.
Yeah.
I think the O stands for Omni. Yeah, 5 Omni or something like that. But
Interesting. Yeah, I remember that just clear as day. Like it was like November. Uh, it it was like November 30th, just like you said, and then that first week of December, I took my entire team and we spent 2 days training and learning on it. Like we just
wow.
stopped everything, like heads down. I was like, "Holy shit, check this out!" And within that next week, I had all of my I had all of my virtual assistants. They were cranking out like, and this was just my use case at the time. They were pumping out like 5 new blog posts a day for websites. Just boom, 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 and I was just like, holy shit, this is so.
So
I mean, literal like $4 an hour virtual assistants, like putting out quality quality stuff that I would have to pay a copywriter, an SEO person. like,
Yeah. Now,
I was
for
just
those of you that
blown
are
away.
watching, he gets his virtual assistants from the Philippines, and $4 an hour is like middle income. So
Yeah,
don't get all crazy because you're converting $4 an hour into U.S. livable standards. Because I can just
no.
see you getting all kinds of bad. Like I always got hit up when I
Oh,
had my virtual assistants out of the Philippines doing appointment setting.
yeah,
And it's like you're only paying them. I think I was paying them like $5 an hour because it was telephone.
yeah.
I had to make sure they didn't have accents, and they were good, and it was a grind. So you know,
The, and I mean, it's the cost of living. Um, I mean, there's my team members like like right now. I've have I've had the same team members for like 4 or 5 years plus, and some of them,
wow,
and and we I give them raises and stuff, and there's other cool things that you kind of like customary for the Philippines, like you a 13th month for a bonus
yeah,
at the end of the year, and insurance and stuff like that. So there's some other bells and whistles there, but um like I have people that like support entire families and are buying houses and stuff. So like and that's stuff I try to help work them towards that type of stuff where it's like what are your goals? What do you want to do? Type of a thing.
yeah.
So
So check it
um
out. I'm not orange anymore. I was
I
orange.
know. Look at
I
you.
was orange here. Wait. No, I was orange here, and
You
then
removed your Trump
I
filter.
just had to adjust the warmth of that. Going look. I think that virtual there's not going to be right now a replacement of the human brain. I was reading this article that was saying that our brain operates on 12 watts of power because we are electrical beings, right? They're firing things. Whereas you take an artificial intelligence and it takes like 2.1 billion or something like that. I don't know if that's right, but the amount of energy it takes to do a simple calculation that our brains do,
Yeah.
our brains, the human brain is still a much more efficient operating machine than AI, just because of the massive amount of power. In fact, I'm hearing that all of these like Google and Apple and Facebook, they're all looking to build out like little mini nuclear reactor sites
Yeah.
for electricity to drive the power usage of all
Yep.
of this need. And that by itself is, mind-boggling. They should turn that
Yeah.
into automobiles next.
That was an investment play that I was been looking at and dabbling with, just the power to supply the nuclear reactors to supply power. That was one of the biggest bottlenecks before Elon went full in, just building like just to figure out how to supply energy to I think they built it out in Tennessee,
Hmm.
but just insane levels of engineering in order to supply energy and make all that stuff operational.
One of the things that I'm using, I'm not just using Chat GPT. I think you're probably the same. I've kind of, each one of these uh, GPT models they can all do the same general stuff, but they all have unique personalities to it. And
Right.
so Chat GPT is like the ultimate generalist. Like, and it's really good at punching out the video, or excuse me, the image creation. But now I'm using Canva, my paid version of Canva. I think that pulls out really good. If I'm
Really?
creating like reports, if I'm doing any type of writing, Claude, research,
Yeah.
Claude. Grok is really great to do research, and if you really want to be offended, put it on, use one of its personas and it'll just harass you to no end. God, what's the other one? Genesis or Gemini. Like I've been using Google Gemini quite a bit, and I'm finding a really great usage for that as well, especially as it relates into the governing of the Gmail tools, the Google tools.
Did you see their Nano Banana that they just released?
Uh-uh. What's that?
So it's like uh, a variation of the VEO3 for the video creation, but
Okay.
it's like a image canvas image, so you can start out with just like a general image type stuff, and then literally like
I did
type
see that.
onto it to like
It creates the still image into a video.
yeah. So it's like, but you can start off creating the image, and then can like create a whatever images you want, make adjustments, like there's like a little bit more of like kind of like a Photoshop element to it where you can like draw and add stuff in, or directional arrows. I mean, tons of just different types of functionality, and then give it more direction on like a visual interface rather than having to type things out.
Yeah. Bonkers, dude.
Seriously. Yeah,
Bonkers.
I remember some of the first image stuff that came out. It was so wonky, just like people's hands and stuff, like 12 fingers
Oh, I
and
did do that. I just this week I created. I wanted, there's that saying that you and I use is that when a consumer compares the differences between a product or service and they don't see anything uniquely different, the lowest price prevails. And
yeah,
so I was putting a presentation together that was talking about a real estate agent doing that with a real estate company. Because it's true. When you
yeah,
look at a real estate company that you might want to affiliate with and another one, and they're pretty much the same thing, just a different location and a different building, everyone's saying the same thing,
right.
then the lowest price is going to prevail. And so I asked Canva to create a picture of a real estate agent comparing properties. Let me see if I can pull that up. And the funny
I have
thing
not
is,
I have not used Canva for images. I gotta try. I mean,
oh,
I'm
dude,
in
it's
there all the
great.
time. I gotta use it.
You mean there's something that I'm going to actually introduce you to? I'm going to write the day down. That's that's a nom. Now, truth be told, you have been using Canva, but just not maybe not the AI portion
Yeah,
of it.
I
But
use
the
it every
AI
day.
portion, you can automate it. So you could actually have it send through your backend software through Make or NAN, and you can just put that part of your flow sequence to have AI create the prompt for AI in Canva, and it
Really
creates certain things. So the only thing you have to go in and do is the review, right? The quality control.
love it.
Let me see if I can find it here. Um, might not be able to find it. Let me go into AI.
Well, you gave me something to look at and test out and try. We do, um, a part of our product service and stuff. We do content for our clients, and it's a very it's definitely not by any stretch of the means like any core piece of the thing. Just another another feature that we can add on. And I just had somebody on the other day, and um, they had like a couple million views on their stuff. I was like, I was like, wait, that's from the stuff that was plugged into your account that just automatically got sent out on autopilot. Um, and I was like pleasantly surprised with that. I'm gonna have to look into this more because our
I think there's going to be a window of opportunity like right now that you're going to be able to get away with really using a lot of these different just AI generated content creation. But
yeah,
as more and more people adopt it, taking away the whole uniqueness of it, we've already talked about the fact that social media companies, Google, Facebook, all of them are penalizing the
yeah,
blatantly known AI generated content. And it's prioritizing things that they deem as unique human created
right.
content. So I think there's a lag there. I think there's a latency there. I don't think they're able to keep up with it just yet. So I think there's an opportunity to build out workflows to do that and just get ahead of the curve. And I think those who actually capitalize it are going to get so far ahead that if and when it does come and that latency does come down and they do catch up, that it's going to take, this is going to give them such a boost in front of anything else that who cares? It'll actually
Yeah.
be better for them because anyone else is going to try and do the whole AI strategy and it's not going to work and they're already going to have the lead.
Right.
I don't know. I could be wrong there. I could be totally off base there, but that's kind of how.
Well, there will be a new trend fad. you know, where there's always a moving target, and
Always. Yeah, I can't find it. But anyways,
you can't find your Canva.
I found the Canva. I just can't find the designs. I have two accounts. I have a corporate account, an enterprise account, and then I have my pro account. And I looked in both of them, and like, I don't think that Canva has ever really been all that user friendly. It's more user friendly than say, Photoshop, but it's not exactly to go and just find around for things. At least for me, it's not exactly the easiest way to go through. I always find myself having to click through a lot of different things and just trying to find,
Yeah,
things.
it's got I mean, mine, I just have the. Are you talking about just going straight to the Canva AI that's on the sidebar?
Well, I'm just trying to find the ones that I had already created,
Okay.
and I'm having a
Yeah.
hard time.
No, I hear you there. I mean, their core search functionality is pretty decent, but the if you don't remember what you named something, or it, you can get easily
Okay, I found
lost
it.
there.
Let me go into my shared screen. That's not it. That was the wrong shared screen.
Now you got the wrong
Oh,
background.
that's the wrong one too. So let me just drag and drop that over to the correct side. I think this is going to be the right one. And
I'm gonna have to
there we
play
go.
around with it.
So I wanted them to create images, and you can see that he has 3 arms. This dude's got 3, this dude's got 3, and this dude's got 3. They're all really great if they just didn't have that third arm.
Oh my
And then
gosh, that's
her,
awesome.
she's not holding anything. So I ended up using this guy, and I just thought it was funny because I can just make a joke about it having
Yeah.
3 arms. But I also wanted to make sure that I had one where it was a futuristic one where I was going for a real estate agent like in a hologram. So they're
Yeah.
like, I'm thinking like, okay, what's it going to be like in 20, 30, 40, 50 years? We don't have flying cars, so I don't want to be, back in 1975 and 2025, we're going to have flying
Right.
cars because we don't have those. So it's like, okay, what are the chances that I could be a hologram or the AI could be a hologram? And so that's
Mm.
what I was doing. And I had to come up with a lot of different prompts. So every single one of these rows is a different prompt. So I was just testing it out and trying to figure it out. But then towards the end, I had to talk to it, say, okay, the real estate agent has to appear to be somewhat transparent. And so now you're starting to see how they're coming in a little bit more transparent, like they're a hologram.
Cool.
But you,
Pretty decent.
yeah. And the cool thing is it automatically makes it into the different sizes I need. A lot of
Right.
times when I'm putting together a slide deck, I can
Yeah.
I use that right side as an image, and then I use the left side as a font. It's just really easy to throw something together that looks presentable. But super easy. You just throw the prompt in here, choose which ratio you want. You can even do what kind of style. I've been using the cinematic ones, and it
Can
just
you
punches it
add
out for you.
in audio on these ones, like where you can do like the voiceover talking to make it a video, or just add the audio on this stuff?
You know, I haven't really gone that far into the audio stuff, but look, watch how fast this is. Create a professional real estate agent showing a modern home. That's just a very simple prompt. And
Yeah.
then look how fast it punches out the images.
Nice.
Like lightning fast compared to any of the GPT
Yeah.
models.
That's solid, man.
And so what I'm trying to do, hey, did you notice that screen? How I went back? See how I have motion?
Yeah.
That's an upgrade. Uh,
He's got motion.
yeah. But I believe that now you can actually start building into the workflow. Say like this video, this show that we're doing, we should be able to take the raw files, just go drop it into a folder. That'll be a trigger. And then on the back end, we can build out the sequences, get it transcribed, have AI review it, have AI now make the decision to go and get the thumbnail created based on its own prompt with AI. And so all of that back end work can come to the human to decide this, this, and this, and you
Right.
just get it done. Now I'm not done that. I'm not done. I'm still working on that. I'm still working out the process. I'm stuck on sending our videos to, and I'm not stuck because I can't figure it out. I'm stuck because, and I hate using this term, I'm trying to change it. I'm stuck because my limited bandwidth. So or should I say my time capacity. So I'm reaching my level, and it's not that I don't have more time in the day. It's that I go brain dead at a certain period that
Right.
all I do is just end up looking at the screen.
Yeah.
You ever have those days where you're looking at the screen
Oh,
like,
for
okay,
sure.
what am I doing here?
Okay. Yeah, I promptly get myself into some sort of movement when I get to that point. Get up, go for a walk.
You have to. Oh, speaking
That's
of
it.
which, my day is, I think I'm 415 days today that I
Good
hit today.
gosh, man. Just crushing it.
Today was a 5 mile zone 2 run. So that kind of gives you, because you've been there, you've known me for a long time, and you've been there from the beginning. And for me to come to you and said that I just took off and ran zone 2, I have to run and I have to walk to bring the heart rate down, and then when
Yeah.
it goes down, I run back up. So it's not a full on 5 mile
Yeah.
run. And I want to stay in zone 2 just because that's optimal for fat burning. And I'm
Yeah.
still trying to continue to lean down. But to take off, and it took me, I averaged like a 13-minute mile for the 5 miles, run, walk, run, walk, run, walk.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome, man. What's your cadence there? Like 3 minutes on, 2 minutes off?
No, I wear a heart rate monitor. So I started with my
Yeah.
watch, and I did that for like the first first 8 months. And then I have the Series 6 watch.
Okay.
And instead of, I was going to upgrade the watch, but then I came across an article talking about the heart rate monitors that go on your chest and how
Hmm.
accurate they are. And I remembered that I had one from Orange Theory Fitness sitting in my drawer. And so I grabbed
Nice.
that, and it works. And so now I wear a heart rate monitor, and it's much more accurate than the watch. And it's almost more real time too.
Cool.
So you'll like hit on your watch, you'll hit your either above your heart rate zone or below your heart rate zone, like quite a bit of time after you did it. So I actually have it set to where as I enter, it lets me know when I entered zone 1, and it lets me know, or excuse me, zone 2, and it lets me know when I've exceeded it. So when I exceed it and go into zone
Okay.
3, I start walking, and then I just wait until I get down to out of zone 2, and then I start
Yeah.
running. So
Love
to answer your question, when I first start out in my workout, it takes me a long time to get to the bottom of zone 3.
Yeah.
And then I recover so fast that it only takes me like 40 seconds to get back into zone 1. But once I hit that halfway mark, it's like my whole heart rate changes. Now it takes me very little run time to get my heart rate up, and it takes a while to recovery, which makes sense. You know,
Yeah.
the longer you go, the more fatigued your system becomes. But my runs, they always end with a mile run. So I don't stay in zone 2. Once I get a mile and a half from getting back home, I start running and I go for a mile. And I'm typically running a mile in an 8:13 pace. So it's my new thing. It's my
I I got into some running, years ago, but it's never been my thing. I've never really fully embraced it. Did push myself to do a couple runs and stuff, but
well, I still do the ruck. That's my Semper ruck,
yeah,
always ruck. That's my base. The only reason why I ran today is because given the weight that I'm doing, I have to recover. I have to let my traps and everything recover, and I get bored walking. So, so that's why I actually. Plus, it actually helps you go longer and such. So, it's I don't know, man. There's no method to my madness.
yes,
There'll
there
be a
is.
day that I just decide that I'm just going to go for a 3 mile run just to get timed,
Right.
and there'll be days that with rucking I'll just throw on 60 pounds and see how far I can go and how fast.
I love it.
So,
Love it. Yeah.
um, gosh, we're at time. One of the things that I want to talk to you about, which I'm going to share for next Friday, and I'm going to write it down. I want to go through, if it's okay with you, and go through all the automations that you're not automations, but how you're using AI in the back end to drive
Okay.
your automations.
Yeah.
Like kind of going in line with my workflow on trying to figure out how to take our raw video and just drop it in a file and let AI power 80% of the activities so that we
Yeah.
only have to do the decision making. So I'd like to that kind of struck me on that's where I'm at right now is I'm trying to figure out how I can automate AI to do a
Well,
lot of the stuff that
let's
I don't
take
need
the
to do.
time and workshop the setup. Why not?
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. Next Friday.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, brother. Well,
All
enjoy
right,
your
my
Labor
man.
Day weekend, and I'll catch you next Friday.
Likewise. Let's get
Bye.
it.